Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the knee-slapping K-pop podcast. I am Kayla, and I am once again joined with Sammi.
Hello.
And Maria.
Hey, it's the middle of the year. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We are now past, or I guess at halfway point for our look back in K-pop.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I guess this would be halfway. I guess we're past halfway now.
We're past halfway because the last one we're doing is for this current year.
Right, but then it's like, but I guess we've passed halfway a while ago because December is 2023 anyway, so it's like, and I always keep forgetting that, anymore. So who knows? Anyway, we're here
going through it.
We're going through it. We're here now in 2013, and we are going to be talking about our top 10 favorite songs of the year. Very exciting.
Says some icons in it.
It is. It's a very iconic year.
God, this was such a good year.
Actual icons, not like every other year where we say we have icons and the icons
and
are
it's
only
like
icons
history's
to us.
queen, yeah.
Or it's like Top Dog's aria, which is only iconic to us.
We're gonna get. I mean, we still do have like the deep cuts, like we always do. That's just how the podcast works. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit surprising, but also a lot of icons.
For this one, I think, except maybe one song. One
song that is in first place.
Yes. But I think that otherwise, most people have... I even think if the group that's in first place, all of these groups people have heard of if you've been in K-pop for a little bit, and most of these songs I feel like you've heard of.
We've got a lot of the...
You might not agree with the placements, but they're here.
We've got a lot of the second-gen icons on this list this time, so...
Yes.
Very fun.
And also, as we go back, we're making these lists in the current. You kind of forget about the not iconic ones. Let's be honest.
It's like we went back and like over a year ago at this point when we compiled all of these songs, but we've waited until pretty soon before we record, before we actually go and order them.
Yeah.
And so if we forgot about like songs back when we made it this a year ago, like they're most likely just not here.
There's very few things because we changed the worst list more than we changed the best list.
It's like that was like very the DGNA edition because we remembered DGNA was a group. So so this is really like, but also especially when you get this far back, these are like songs that stick. Yes,
they do. These are all seared in my memory.
Yeah,
these are all like songs that I even think like current K-pop fans know like most or all of these.
Yeah.
So.
Even the bad ones,
and then the other thing with this is that these are also songs that, weirdly, you tell me all these songs came out in the same year, I do not believe you.
No, it feels a little bit wrong.
This is not a cohesive sound. Unlike, I feel like there was a cohesive sound to the era, but, like, these songs are, like, a little all over the place. But I love that. But I think we should start with number 10.
Number 10.
Yes, number 10. Whew, it has been a hot minute since I've heard from this guy. And it turns out, the last thing he released was in 2017, so it has been a hot minute. But once I say the name, you probably would kind of get why. At number 10, it is the song Crooked by the one, the only, G-Dragon. Yeah, this probably is his best song.
No,
and I can see why it got popular.
It's a banger.
It is my favorite is who is also on this album, but it's like
that's a good point.
So good.
Yeah, this is the best G-Dragon solo era.
Yeah,
pretty much. The coup d'etat era. What is it? No, not that one. But like, what's the album called?
The album is.
Is it called Coup d'etat Part 1 and Part 2? I think.
I thought so.
I believe so. Yes.
I'm gonna double check. But anyway, that's probably
this is part of Coup d'etat Part 2, which I think I liked more than Part 1.
2 better.
Yes,
than
I agree. Part 2
Coup d'etat Part 2 better. Coup d'etat Part 2 best era.
Yes.
And it's like the iconic G-Dragon era.
Yeah.
He's in a full moment in this. Like he's, being wild, being rebellious, a little grungy, a little fun. Love it for him.
It's like I really like whatever like kind of like musical era he was in this, like, in the, like, 2012, 2013 era of G-Dragon, too. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty different. It's a little bit more different than some of his other solo music is, like, this particular, like, era of it. But I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really pushed himself in this era, honestly.
I think
like,
this was him
music-wise.
taking risks. In a
Yes.
like knowing that he like this is also like the top of his I'm not gonna say top of his popularity, but it kind of is.
I
Like,
think it was,
not that he
honestly,
went
now that I
da-
think about it.
like not that he went down and not that he's not popular now, but like this is peak G-Dragon.
yes.
Like peak era. And I think you have, with being in your peak era, you have the ability to sort of do whatever you want and it's gonna be popular.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he took a little more risks in like the Coup d'etat part 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
To just
Which
be
now checking
whatever fucking
Spotify,
weirdo
it's just
he
listed
wanted
as
to be.
Coup d'etat, the album, now.
Fair
so.
enough. But,
Yeah.
but at the time, it was coming out as part
No,
1
yeah,
and
I
2.
agree. It was a part 1 and part 2, which from what I remember.
And like if you go back and you see the albums as part 1 and 2, they are weirdly, like, they fit with each other and they are different from each other. And I do think
Yeah.
part 2 is better.
Yeah, man, this was, yeah, it kind of sucks that he's been quiet as of late, but, like, if you know anything about what's been happening with
He's sort of been going
K-pop,
through some stuff.
it's kind of, he's been going through some stuff, I don't know with him personally, but more so adjacently, I would say.
Yes.
Probably.
Adjacently would be.
Adjacently, like
And
he
I-
has never been in the trenches, so to say.
No, it sounds like he hasn't been. I mean, the worst scandals he's has is that he may or may not have smoked weed in Japan. Oh, boo-hoo, but like.
But also at the time, like sort of the Big Bang era has also sort of come to its, as everything does in life, it is sort of a chapter that is sort of closed.
Yeah.
And I think he's also just trying to, like, he doesn't need to make music. And I don't necessarily know if his music is, like, at the top of his priority
That's
list
the thing
right
is,
now.
I feel like
That
he has sort
too.
of been turning
He's sort
away
of
from
moved
doing
on, I
music
feel like.
and is more of like a fashion, like art realm rather
And to
than
be
it being
fair,
music
he's
now.
done music since he was a literal child.
Yeah,
so,
since
like,
he's
yeah, no.
14
or something
I
like
would
that.
not
Yeah.
I think he's perfectly within his rights to be like, well, music is, I've been doing it for so long. You kind
Right.
of move on from things.
Yeah.
Not that he's old, but like,
so what I
he's
know
just
of,
been
he's
doing
still
it for
signed
so
up.
long.
He's still signed at YG. So
think
whenever
so.
Yeah,
he
but like,
wants to,
I also think that
could.
he's at the point of his career where he signs with YG because he knows he essentially has a run of the place. And you can use that for whatever. Like, I don't think YG's gonna make him make an album if he doesn't want to.
Right.
That's
I'm trying to think,
true.
is this the time we've had anything Big Bang related on one of these lists? I think it is.
I think so.
I can't
This is the first time.
I can't recall
any-
us having Big Bang on the list at any other point.
No, we
we really wouldn't have had them put on any other point because
Yeah.
we wouldn't have put any of Sunri's music on there, even if it was good, honestly.
like you have stuff
Like-
like a bunch of their solo stuff is the only solo Big Bang stuff that has really stuck with me is the GD solo stuff. Everyone
Yeah.
else's was fine. And then Big Bang, what comes after this? Fuck it.
Well, there's like Bang
Bang,
Bang
Bang,
Bang.
Bang.
Yeah. And that's
Eh.
like that whole the Made year is like really
The
big, but
Made
that's
Years is fine.
and those songs
but
are good, but there are just better songs in
Yeah,
those years.
it's not
that
in-
we like more.
yeah.
and
I
if
think now
anything,
we're
Big
sort of-
Bang has better songs more in
In
the
their
past, you
past.
go.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
that's true,
honestly.
too.
This
Yeah.
will be the first time you hear Big Bang on these lists, but it won't be the last.
Oh,
No, it won't be the last.
Then it's again a part of that is also because the farther we go back in time, the less groups even existed
enough.
to begin
They
with.
have less
too.
competition in the
The
past.
pool surprisingly was smaller in some aspects,
Mhm. The
honestly.
The pool was smaller in just the fact that, like, K-pop has a very clear nexus point of beginning.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, there's obviously more to do. So when you start with 0, when there's only like 5 or 10, there's like less to talk about.
Right.
And that's why a lot of these lists get a little harder to make as you go back because you do have less
There's
choice.
just less music
There's
there
less.
to begin with.
And it's like you end up coming across more obscure stuff. Really.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like stuff that it's like maybe it wasn't even obscure at the time, but it definitely is like a lot of
Well,
stuff that
it's
got
gone
lost
by the
to
wayside
time. Yeah.
20 years
Some of it
later.
though is still pretty obscure. It
Mhm.
depends who you're looking at. But anyways, anything else for Crooked besides him
Not
vibing with that
really.
kind of
It's
British
a banger.
punk aesthetic. He likes the British punk aesthetic a little bit.
Yeah.
It's giving punk meets a little bit
Oh,
of grunge.
I just
If you told
remembered,
me that
guys.
G-Dragon was a weird fan of
you know
Kurt
what I remembered
Cobain,
about this?
I'd believe you.
Remember when this one Best Dance at the Mamas song?
Oh God!
God.
Oh God!
I
What a
forgot
yes.
about that.
Oh
I was
my
like, oh my
God.
Oh
god.
God.
The worst decision the Mamas have ever
What a
made.
wild
Because what a
decision.
wild decision that was. Considering that every other song of this year came out this year,
Yeah.
Mm.
and that one Best Dance.
I mean,
There's
I'm
only one
looking
song.
at
It was
several.
the only
I'm
award
looking
that
at every
G-Dragon
other
won that I
song
was
on
just
this
like,
list.
really? He should not have won that.
Including the ones on the worst list, to be
I
honest,
know,
for Best
it's
Dance.
like, that's insane, actually.
And also the fact that there's only one song, and it's the next song we're going to talk about that I think is less worthy of winning Best Dance.
Uh-huh.
Mainly because it's a band, but
Yeah, mainly because
it's a band.
they're not physically
They're not
moving.
dancing.
God.
They're not moving. At least you drag.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there because that's what I strongly associate
Oh
with
my
Crooked
God.
too. How
That's the stuff you get when you're
the
this far
only
in
the
past.
only
You remember
award that
obscure shit
G-Dragon
like
won that year that I was just like,
That's
hell no,
actually
he should not have won that.
crazy.
And
I
I
feel like
think
they
he
were
knew it
just
too.
throwing
but,
awards at him that year. Like he just won everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not undeserved, except for Best Dance.
Mm-hmm.
That one kind of.
That one a little bit questionable,
Very
You know,
the
questionable.
the way it is.
Oh God.
as it is.
Yeah.
But here's the only group that should have won it less than G-Dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have at number 9 CN Blue with I'm Sorry.
네 마지막 말은 그 차가운 말은 I'm sorry I'm sorry 사랑한다더니 너밖에 없다더니 그렇고 그런 거짓말이야 네 이별의 말은 그 당당한 말은 I'm sorry
Fantastic K-band
Absolutely
song.
great.
Absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic.
CN Blue music.
Oh my
Great.
God, love it.
This was another thing I want to point out. This was also the era of shipping K-pop groups to London and being like, walk the streets.
Film a music video. in the
Second
streets.
video in a row where
Yeah.
they're just walking the streets of London. Many videos in that era of just walk the streets of
I know,
Europe. Have
it's-
fun.
I know there's a VIX music video that does that. They're not. It's not.
I think they're
it's
in-
not London.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know
like,
which one you're
it's
talking
somewhere-
about. I know
it's
which one you're
somewhere-
talking about.
It's
Is it-
somewhere else in
it's like-
Europe.
it's
but
very
they're just in the
you.
streets. Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it only yours.
It's
something?
only
it's only
you,
you,
yeah,
and I
but
think
they're
they're
just
in
in the
Sweden
streets, yeah.
or Switzerland or something. But
Right,
yes,
right.
it's very funny because it's not like here are sets. No, it's very specifically go and walk the streets.
Right, and then they don't do anything exciting. They're just like walking around a foreign city.
No,
and
but
that's
you like
just
you know
how
you
it
walk in front
is.
of Big Ben and you have a good shot.
Right.
But yes, no, this song banger.
Banger. CN Blue really, I mean, they do make a lot of bangers, but I feel like their music like chilled out a little
I
bit
feel
more
like
the longer they were a band. But they're
they
still
make
in banger
bangers-
era.
They
CN
make
Blue.
bangers not in as time went on. I think they make bangers in not the traditional sense of banger,
Yeah.
where it's like it's great, but is it a rock banger?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
This is still in their like little pop rock, slight pop punk era,
Yeah.
which makes sense for walking around London. Let's have a great time.
Yep. Feels like inspired a little bit.
A little bit. It's a good time.
Good time.
I like this CN Blue more than I like a lot of their more chill stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly just because that's the band music I enjoy more.
Yeah.
But honestly, bangers. Where
This is a
is
banger.
CN Blue? Where have they gone?
Where are
They're
they?
still together.
Well,
are.
to be fair, they did have a member that was unfortunately involved.
Yeah, but they
in-
made music after
They've
that.
made music since then, so that's not
and
even
they just
what's
haven't made any
causing
music
it.
in like
Yeah.
the last 2 years. Where are
Mhm.
they?
Oh,
The,
they're
CN
all done
Blue
with
and FT
military
Island have
service,
proven you
right?
only need 3 people to make a band.
They're all
Yeah.
done
A
with military
bassist, a
service,
singer,
yeah.
and a drummer.
Yeah, CN Blue and
You need
FT Island
nothing.
all out of the military, both lost a member in the Burning Sun
Scandal.
scandal, and then both made a comeback as a 3-person band.
Specifically with a bassist, a drummer, and a
bassist,
singer.
drummer, and a vocal.
Really
you need for a
parallel
band.
lives here. All you need for a band, proven twice. And both of them disappeared into the ether.
I
We
know.
need them back. Bands are in a drought.
They are.
Prove to these children what a band can be. CN
I mean,
Blue
it's
and
not
FT
that
Island.
there's been any point in time where like bands weren't in a drought. Like,
yeah,
I mean, because back here it's
Look,
like we
it's-
literally had CN Blue, we had FT Island, and then we had
Royal Pirates.
Royal Pirates and like Lead Apple. That's
Lead
like
Apple?
half a band, and then that was
Lead
it.
Apple, which was
Like,
only here
It
for
looks like
what,
Seeing
2
Blue did some
albums?
work in 2022. I think for the Japanese market. So
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, they
we
do.
need them
They
back
do a
in the
shit ton of
Korea.
Japanese stuff. Yeah.
all of them do. All the bands have a massive
The bands
Japanese
have,
fan base,
because I
as
mean,
they
rock
should.
is a much larger market
Yes.
in Japan, so that makes sense that they do a lot of promotion over there. But still,
But also,
I would like
need
more
them back.
Korean
I need
music.
because let's be honest here. Even if they come back, that puts the K-pop bands at 6.
yeah,
Because it's what? The 2 of them, and Flying, who's in the military, One-Way, who's in the military, Lucy, who's around, Hi-Fi Unicorn, who just debuted, and Excenary Heroes. So 7 bands.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
oh, the Rose is around.
Oh, the Rose is coming back, so 8.
Yeah, but still, not. That's like if we got 8 bands in the whole of
In
K-pop.
everything.
Yeah,
ones that are
In
marketed
all of it.
as those idol bands, though, because technically speaking, there are more
Idol ba-
bands, but they're not
Yes,
idol
but
They're
bands.
not
like I'm not
K-pop,
gonna
they're a
delve
K-pop
into
They are
the
not
Korean
idol
indie scene for this. They're not K-pop bands.
No.
K-pop band is a specific.
it's a specific.
It's a very
genre.
specific genre because also they make music that's very different than like K-rock or K-indie bands.
Yeah.
like they are a subgenre in K-pop, much like KJ-pop.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
We're into the subgenres on this podcast.
We're really into the subgenres.
But no, this song specifically, banger.
Yes,
Me.
the early FCN Blue music like really goes hard, and this is
Early CN Blue music where they
So
are
good.
upset
They
about
did go
something.
hard, honestly.
Like
Yeah.
I'm a loner. What is that
yeah.
song called?
I'm a loner. That's the debut.
I'm a
yeah.
loner. I'm sorry. I need CN Blue to
Intuition,
be
like, those
sad
are- they're
boys
so good.
doing sad boys being mad or sad about something.
Yes,
Great.
so good.
They bring the drama to it. It's not sad boy in a sad way. It's sad boy in a elevated way. To be honest, this song kind of reminds me of, to be honest, this era of CN Blue kind of reminds me of One Way in the way that it kind of reminds me of Rain to Be.
It's a little
In
bit
a way.
similar, yeah, because very
The
like,
vibes.
Yeah.
very
The
angsty in a
vibes.
way.
It's
Yeah.
angst.
I love
it's
angst.
elevated.
I love
And
angst in
also,
my rock.
it's really just bringing the, I'm not actually, like, this is a character.
Yeah,
You're right.
Some
right.
bands get a little too real.
they do.
Like,
Yes.
I don't need to know about your real life, but, like, bring the character in here.
Yeah.
I
Like-
love the character.
Love a little angst.
That just
Love a
reminds me
little
of like
angst.
the running meme about Day 6, where it's like some Canadian girl broke like Young Hae's heart once, and that's like all he writes music about for them.
Yep. And like this, CN Blue broke up with a girl once, but they're like, it's the emotion of fuck that bitch, and then they come back to it like 3 days later, and they're like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
that was a little extra, but keep the energy.
And then it's like
they're fine.
they make also like less banger but more cute pop.
Uh-huh.
music
Yeah,
as well.
recently especially, they're more the chill, cute
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah, like definitely recent CN Blue is very chill, so
Yeah.
still fun though.
We love early young bangers.
Mm-hmm. We do.
All right. I think that's enough about the bands.
Yes, yes.
Oh, this one.
Yep.
This
so
one.
I don't know how surprising. I don't think it's that surprising. I think we talked about this song specifically a lot.
We have.
Before. But at number 8, we have "I Got a Boy" by Girls' Generation.
I got a boy 멋진 I got a boy 착한 I got a boy handsome boy 내 맘 다 가져간 I got a boy 멋진 I got a boy 착한 I got a boy awesome boy 완전 반했나 봐 내 왕자님 언제 이 몸을 바로 와주실 텐가요
Got a boy,
Okay.
Machin. I got
So,
a boy,
we have-
chicken.
We've had to talk about mix pop
Yes.
many a time.
Hi,
Mix pop has come
NMix.
back on this series many
Hi,
a
and
time.
Mix.
NMix is getting better. We like
They
new
are.
NMix.
I
I'm
do like
glad.
new
NMix is
NMix. They're not doing mix pop anymore, and that's great for them.
Well,
I
that's
love
And
for
to
the
be honest
moment.
with
For the
you,
moment.
This is one of the earliest mix pop songs like that is like you can look at it and be like, no, this is 3 songs. This is
Yeah.
3 distinct songs.
Yep.
And it's one of the only ones that has worked. Maybe the only one that has worked. I'm trying to think of another one that has worked, and I'm blanking.
I know another one that I like, but I know you don't like that works, which is Wacky Becky's "I Don't Like Your
Yeah.
Girlfriend."
Oh,
I don't
God.
like it. Still don't like
I
it.
think that's fun, but I know you don't like it.
So really, for me, this might
I
be.
forgot
the
how
only mix
big
pop
the
song
song
that
was
works.
too that year because
It's a
this
banger.
was one of the
Huge.
biggest, if not the biggest song of 2013.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the
like,
thing with
yeah,
this is that
it's a
like
banger.
Girls' Generation up to this point was like the cute girl group, this little sweet girls, and like this era that I Got a Boy, the boys, was sort of like a redefinition for them, thriving, growing, maturing. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
I also remember that this song gets ragged on a bunch, especially recently, because yeah, sure, it's a little weird,
Right.
but I think it works.
It does work. I
does
also
work.
wish that this was the song that got covered more often, because I feel like it's so iconic, but it's never a
It
song that gets
should.
covered often recently.
Because I feel like the songs that get covered by Girls' Generation are obviously they do
they do
Into
the
New World,
boys
which
all
should
the
stay.
time.
But like for that era of Girls' Generation, I would rather this be covered than the boys.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, and this is like, if they don't want to cover this because it's a very weird song, and like to do covers, you usually shorten the song.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because the song is kind of long.
It is
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is kind of a
long.
long
It
song.
is kind of long. So
Yeah.
like, if you want to cover it, cover Genie. Don't cover the boys.
Genie's
True.
fantastic.
Genie's
Are you
great.
kidding me?
Cover
The fact
Genie more than-
Genie needs to be covered more. I will stand on my
Yeah,
goddamn
like,
soapbox and say that
Don't
Genie
cover
is
the boys.
iconic.
Cover Genie,
Genie is
or
that
cover
bitch.
or someone remix "I Got a Boy" to not be 4.5 minutes long.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
the video's 5 minutes, and I'm like, the song has to be and like I'm trying to think if there's not long skips in it.
No.
Like the song's, so I do think that song might be 4.5 minutes.
It
at least
is
over
it is at
4.
least 4 minutes, yeah.
It is over 4 minutes. With current K-pop where songs hit barely 2.5.
Yeah.
They might need to remix this to be shorter to work, but I think there's a good remix. I think you hit that beginning, first chorus, and then maybe up to the second chorus. I think you're fine. Cut the like belting
Mhm.
bridge part,
Yes.
and I think you can make it work. Cover
Yes,
this
yes.
more, or cover Genie. Stop covering the boys. It's getting old. And
Honestly.
maybe don't cover I Into the New World 4 times every year.
It's so many times.
I understand it's iconic, but like maybe like cut it down to 2 a year.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
we should. Yeah, I Got a Boy.
There's so many. Girls' Generation
man.
has so many songs. Cover more of them.
Mm-hmm.
But like this song, I think the thing that works about it is that I think a lot of these mix pop songs, you can tell its structure. You're like, well, I'm in this song, then we're gonna hit, and it's gonna turn. Like you kind of can tell where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
It's confusing, but like you can be like, well, now we're gonna go into the other song. Now we're just gonna turn back like thing. This song, so weird, keeps you on your toes. You don't
You
know
really
where it's
don't.
gonna
You're just
go.
kind of like, what the hell?
Even if I've heard this song 1,000 times. Like it's just been around forever.
Oh yeah.
But like every time I hear it, you like forget parts of it. I think it's because it's 4 minutes long. Like you forget bits that are in there,
Right.
and like you're kind of just going around. Like all the girls are having a good time. There's so many of them. You're like, what's going on?
Yep.
It's confusing, but like entertaining. It's weird but fun. It's also weird in a purposeful
Yes.
way.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell someone worked on this and was like, no, it has to, like, this was worked on. This is not.
Yeah, they thought about the
lazy
mixing
song
part of
or
it.
anyway.
It feels like they actually put some
Yeah.
effort into
Oh,
mixing
definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's the other thing with mixed pop songs. A lot of time mixed pop songs kind of sound like everybody had, like, good ideas for, like, a quarter of a song
Right.
and just threw them all together. This feels like it is one song with a lot of ideas.
Mm-hmm. And I think the thing that I like about it, and this is also like what really makes the mix pop stuff like hit or miss, is like they sound like they're in the same genre
Mhm.
of song at least.
Mhm.
Like the songs are different, but they clearly are not that different from each other. Where
Yeah.
you put them in one song and they sound like this is distinct. It is distinctly different songs, but at least they're all in the
it.
same.
Yeah,
genre
they
of
sound like
song.
they
Yeah.
all belong together in some weird way, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like that all the parts sound good.
Yes.
Unlike some mixed pop songs where like there's
like,
one clear part that's like
good
better than
and
everything
one part
else.
that's really bad. Yeah.
And also all the girls, and this is the other thing with mixed pop song, is that like they all sound like they're in the same genre, so everybody kind of sounds like they fit in the genre.
Yeah.
Like all these girls feel like, okay, this works for all 9 of them. As
Right.
opposed to sometimes where it's like, well, this is a weird concept that's off to the corner and half of them can't sing it.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
Again, this should be a surprise to no one that we have it on here, but I think our test for mixed pop, it's not because we hate the entirety of mixed
It's not
pop. I
done
just
well
think we hate,
anymore.
I
is
just
the
think it's not done
problem.
well.
Yeah.
Good mixed pop makes
Right.
an
It
iconic
does.
Super
moment,
good.
as you can tell from this. The other thing is, I think that's also part of the other reason a lot of people don't cover this song. This song, you gotta have a very
You
specific
do.
vibe.
Oh, for sure. You do.
You have to come
be a
through
very
with
hard
that
song to cover.
2013 snapback. You gotta come through with that
But like, also,
multi-pattern layered
will say it is one of the
clothing.
only
You gotta
times
come
where I've been
through
like,
with that
"Oh,
Gucci
damn."
rolled up shirt. Like, you know, you need that vibe.
it is also one of the only times I've listened to Girl Generation been like, no, the rap works.
Yeah, the
I
rap
like
is
the rap.
not.
The
it's-
rap's fine.
I mean,
The
is
rap's
the rap
decent.
good? It's not good.
No.
but
No,
it fits
yeah,
in the
I wouldn't say
song.
But like, it works with whatever insanity we're in this.
Right.
Like, it's better than the
True.
rap in the boys.
Yeah.
Like, everything about this works together because they've made a vibe, and I'm in on the vibe.
Number 7. All I gotta say is that every time I see the title of a song, I think of a clip from a certain movie that I've not seen in full yet, and I should see in full, honestly.
It's a very good movie.
I know, I've been told that. But yeah, I
also,
just
is
haven't
it
brought
too
myself
late?
to do so, but I need to. I know I need to. It's been years, so many years. So I'm late to the party, but all I gotta say is, you know, Shiny decided to ask the question finally at number 7 with, why so serious? Sadu, why so serious?
I mean, it's appropriate.
appropriate.
I like
And
it.
you know, unfortunately, I feel like this was a terrible premonition too, because looks like they already
mean,
had the
let's
game with just
not-
4 members, unfortunately, for this music video, which I saw and I
Oh,
was just
yeah.
like, well, that's sad.
It's very sad.
It's
now that I
very
think
sad,
about it.
but also, that was for health reasons. Like, that, there's a very specific reason he's
Mhm.
not there. But, this song is a banger.
Song is
This
a banger.
is from, like, the
It was my
Dream
worst for a
Girl-
while, but then conveniently, SM made Shiny do 2 other terrible title tracks, and it's like, well, I guess this song looks so much better in comparison now. Look at that.
Shiny at one point had my favorite discography in K-pop because they had 0. I could not come up with a worse Shiny song, and then SM had to come in and ruin that
And make
perfect
them
record
make
for them.
2 NCT songs.
And make
You
them
know,
make
thank
2
you,
NCT
SM,
songs,
for
and now
finally
there's
making 2
clearly one.
default
Because if you
terrible
take-
Shiny songs,
here's-
so then I could
here's the
appreciate
thing.
this song more, finally.
Here's the thing. If you take out those 2 songs, still a perfect
Still
discography
great.
because their B-sides sound
The
great.
B-sides on
Mhm.
those
The
albums are
2 so-
fantastic.
The
Still,
B-sides.
but-
Before this, we like to know before those 2 NCT songs what I buy, like, process of elimination had to make my worst Shiny song. Woof Woof. The
Oh,
B-side.
yeah,
I mean,
God.
fair
Yeah.
point.
Fair enough, which is still
Fair.
not good, but they sound great in it. So, like, it's just because of the concept.
Yeah.
yeah.
I love this song.
But this song's a
it's
banger.
It's a weird choice for me, but it's been one of my favorite Shiny songs. I just think it's so fun.
It's like a different vibe for Shiny. Like, they don't. Shiny does this a couple times where they'll do a concept and then just never really return to it. Like, there's
Yeah.
no other Shiny song that sounds like Why So Serious. At
Nope.
least the title track. There's some stuff in their B-sides, but, like, they never come back to this.
hmm
And it's so unique, and they hit it out of the park like they do everything.
Shiny always good.
Yeah, Shiny always,
Shiny-
for the most part,
The one thing I will give Shiny...
turns things into gold. They just kill it.
turn things
at
into
it.
gold, and also Shiny almost a unifying factor.
Yeah.
I have yet to meet somebody that says, you know what, Shiny, terrible.
Doesn't
I
Dan
hate
not like
them.
Shiny?
Dan
Maybe.
does, but Dan, I think Dan is like, I'm not a fan of Shiny, but Dan doesn't hate Shiny. Like, I've yet to meet someone that's like, no, Shiny. I've met people that hate everybody,
Mhm.
but Shiny, there's a respect for Shiny.
Yeah.
There's a Shiny song everybody loves.
True.
I mean, their like range of music is huge.
Is
as well,
insane.
so
But also,
There's
you
gotta
gotta
be
look at something that
something
they'll
in
be
there,
able
yeah.
to do range, and it all kind of works.
Mhm.
Other than doing NCT music. And the thing with, even when they're doing NCT music,
they're doing it better
It's
than NCT
not-
would do that.
exactly,
song, so-
like, they're not doing it, like, they still sound amazing, it's just that I know that that's not the music I want from Shiny.
Yeah.
Like, I think I will say, I do think Hard is better than Don't Call Me. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think Don't Call Me
I
is
think Don't Call
more
Me is
NCT.
really weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Don't Call Me really weird, but like, other than the weird chorus of Hard,
It's fine.
everything else sounds great. Like, they
Yeah.
sound amazing. But then you get to the weird chorus bit and I'm out.
and it's you immediately out of the song. Yeah.
exactly.
Ugh. But at least for this song, this is them just doing a rock banger.
Mm-hmm.
And we love that. Shiny, truly, I am saying, is maybe the 5 most talented people that SM Entertainment has ever gotten.
True.
I feel like that's not even that hot of a take for a lot
It
of
isn't.
people too.
But I feel like some people will disagree with
well,
me.
yeah, people
somehow.
would for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Some people are gonna hate this take. But, like,
But yeah,
I'm not, like, but also I feel like if I said it about any other group, people would be more upset
fair.
than Shiny.
Very true.
Bangers. Only make bangers. Shiny, why are you still in SM? What have you, what do they promise you?
The saving grace of that company
The-
really.
the
just-
only saving
Although I will
grace
say,
of
I
that
did
company.
find a Reddit thread recently, where they
Reddit
were.
says stupid things
No,
every
but here's the
day.
thing: a lot of them were comparing the big 4 together, and they were just like, "Yeah, SM's the worst." And I'm like, "Thank God, most
Good.
people are
Thank
saying."
God.
Fair. Oh,
So
thank
if
God.
there's
Thank God
anything
people
to
I
are
comfort
thought you
your
were saying. I
thoughts-
thought you found a Reddit thread where people were shit talking Shiny, and I was about to.
No,
go
they
fight.
weren't going to shit talk Shiny. They were like, "Yeah, SM sucks."
How dare you?
I'm like,
shit-
thank
No
God.
one dare shit talk Shiny.
And heck, a lot of them were even more generous to YG. They're just like, you know what? At least YG
I
lets
mean, the
people
thing
go.
with YG, I feel like time has only been more generous to YG, and
Well,
less
because when you
generous
look
to
at the whole
SM.
scandals that occurred, it was really only due to targeted people connected to YG. It wasn't
yeah,
YG as a
I
whole.
think that
know.
YG does not. Either YG thinks that they can change people, or they don't care about the type of person that
I
they
think
get.
what would have really tanked YG's perception is if they had tried to fight Icon for copyright, but since they just let them go and
They
do
let
that,
them have
it's
it.
like, you know what? Maybe they're not the worst
Again,
they could be.
You want to know what the hottest take I have about YG? Icon are the most talented kids that they've ever had,
Uh-huh.
and that is my hot take.
Yeah.
Idol-wise,
Anyways, why so serious? Yeah,
banger.
banger.
I just
Only
have
make
I'm
bangers.
watching the
video?
and I do know they just have Union Jacks in a bunch of these jackets. So apparently the British theming really
the British
big this
theming
year.
continues.
Yeah.
Like, what happened those years where they're like obsessed with
honestly,
Britain?
there might be there has to be a Union Jack and I Got a Boy.
Or someone's
has
gotta
to
have
be.
it on an outfit somewhere.
There's so many patches on those outfits. There's got to be a Union Jack. Yeah, I think there's one on one of these jackets. Yeah, no, it's giving Britain.
Very
This year is
big,
giving Britain.
big Britain energy this
Big
year.
Britain energy in
Yeah.
2013 K-pop. That feels correct. Wasn't this like peak One Direction?
I do think, yeah, that this would have been the time for that. Where just like British culture in general was huge.
Oh yeah, this was like peak Britain.
Yeah. And like
But-
Harry Potter was still
A
a
thing.
thing and everything. So it's
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
they're
this
trying
is
to make
it.
Harry
It's
Potter a
giving-
thing
this year,
again.
This year giving
Yeah.
Britain.
2013 year for Britain.
The year for British
Apparently.
K-pop.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on though
It's-
to the
this
next
is what we've
one.
learned.
6
So
to 1.
moving-
The next
Moving on
song's
to
the next
number
song's
6.
solidly
Not
not
Britain
Britain
themed.
themed.
But
No,
I'll
not
say
at all.
6
There's
to
no
1.
Britain in
Honestly,
this
you can
song.
rearrange all these in any order, and I still think they're like number 1 in my head at some point. So take it from there.
I mean, those the top 6 songs are amazing, fantastic. Yeah.
So like we have rankings for them, but honestly, for me at least, they're very close to each other. That it's kind of like honestly, any one of them could be number 1.
So at number 6, we have Vix with Voodoo Doll.
This was like it wasn't the first time they had gone with like creepy horror, but this
Yeah.
is the best that they.
Oh,
I think,
absolutely.
ever
Oh,
did.
yeah,
I
no,
was
this is-
obsessed with this.
This is
Absolutely
also one of the
obsessed.
first K-pop videos I remember that has a clean version and a
And
rated, I think,
a
19 plus
a non-clean version or
non-clean version, which is, just
Because
horror.
Ed gets stabbed through
Stabbed?
the chest with a cane.
I mean, as is the way for Voodoo Doll. This is
Uh-huh.
a banger. This is I mean, we've said it before, VIX commits to a concept.
Oh, they fully
And I
commit,
think this is the
always.
first VIX, like, before this we had things like Shangri-La. We've had other VIX songs on our lists. And those were like, this is VIX committing to a concept.
Yes.
High concept. Conceptual.
Yes, yes.
Horror. Like, not every
No,
group can
yeah.
do this.
Absolutely not.
And I
this is
remember
so
there was a
specifically
specific
tailored to
move that
them.
was banned in the dance too, where they were like allegedly, pretend stab someone with the stake, but instead they have to slam it to the ground.
Yeah, they stabbed N with the cane.
Yeah.
As they
but
should.
for the music
As
shows, they
is
had to edit
iconic.
that portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
It's
of the few
very
male
horror.
groups that
We
had to
love
have their
Great.
choreography edited. Just saying.
And not
it
even,
was
and
for
not for being,
violence,
and it's
not
not for being
sexual.
sexy. It's because they're stabbing a
being
person
violent.
in the choreography.
That makes sense. But no, and then just the video, amazing. Like,
The video
So
is
good.
so good. It's so well like shot and edited, and also just so creepy. It's just
and it just
so good.
it's just giving everything it needs to give. Like, I think if this didn't go as hard as it did, the song loses a lot of its power, I think.
Oh,
If they don't just go
If they were not
120%.
fully committed to this concept, then it would fall flat for sure. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And that's also partially the thing with these VIX songs, is that the songs themselves are great. The songs are great. But I think what elevates them to being like some of the best in K-pop is the commitment.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
The commitment to the concept, the
You-
commitment to
Some
everything.
of these songs, if you gave them to other groups, I think they do fine
Yes,
with them.
I agree.
This song, you don't give it to VIX, it
Oh, hell
doesn't
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Because we've seen other groups do these type of horror concepts.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And they just don't hit as hard.
they don't,
Yeah.
honestly.
Because they're not as committed. And like, to give credit where credit's due, VIX, like the vocals on VIX are
The
incredible.
vocal
Like,
ability in VIX is fantastic.
just
yeah.
absolutely belting this song works amazing and
Mhm.
is what makes it work, I think.
Yeah.
I think if they don't have a strong vocalist, these songs just they're just so he works so well with them.
Oh yeah. And it's like they have the two just top tier vocalists, and also and
Mhm.
it's like Ravi is a good enough rapper that he holds that down
Ravi's
pretty
rap
well when he
works
needs
Yeah.
with this.
It's like Ravi, questionable person, but rap wise, he's better.
thing
He's
with-
on the better end of
questionable
idol
in the
rappers.
sense of like
and the thing
being
with Ravi's
shifty
rap
with his
is that
military
for this
dodging.
at least I'm gonna to quote me on this, not that he's an actor, but like he's at least a decent actor
Yeah.
in the way that like it feels like the rap is not the best
No.
rap, but like it works, like the emotion for what he's trying to portray in the song is there.
Yes.
He's a good performer.
He does,
That's a better
and
thing.
yeah, he's really good at that for their concepts too. It's like where
Mhm.
he's like, yeah, he's rapping is
And
questionable.
that's why I
at
like
times.
Ravi more in VIX than I do in his
Yeah.
solo work, because in VIX he's just
Yeah,
going
Vix,
into
he
a
just
character.
he
rapping.
full on commits.
As
Solo work
opposed
is
to him trying to be
different
himself.
for him.
But he is able to put a lot of like the correct emotions into
Yeah.
the rap when he does
Yeah.
big stuff. So that's really
And because I
good.
think a lot of idol rap ends up just trying to be I'm cool, I'm hot, I'm this. That doesn't work for Vix. Vix is out here doing conceptual. Vix
Yes.
is out here doing I am a voodoo doll for a demon witch woman.
Yep.
Like, give me what give that.
Yes.
I'm being tortured by demon witch woman. That's the vibe I need, Ravi. I don't need
Right.
hot.
Right.
And you know, not everybody can handle that.
Yeah. But Ravi, he's doing it.
Ravi's got it.
Mm-hmm.
Ravi's fine. I want more demon witch woman.
I just want
concepts.
demon witch woman just stabbing a voodoo doll. That's what I want more. We need more of that.
I miss Vix so much.
Also,
as a
shout out
group.
to the
I miss
makeup
them so
artist for
much.
this music video. They
Oh,
they
absolutely.
went out.
Incredible.
So good.
Incredible.
Wow.
I love Vix just being put in what are essentially saw traps.
Yes.
Mwah! Love it. Give me that.
I miss
Bring
Vix so
that
much
back.
as a group. The
I
more
do
we
too.
talk about them on these lists, I'm like, God, I miss them. Like, they were so
And like
good.
the further back we go into like the Vix discography, the more
Yeah.
I'm like, God,
And it's
where's
like,
Vix?
the thing that makes me sad is they're not one of these second gen groups who can make a comeback. Like, we're
They
getting a lot
can't.
of groups out this year. Like, they solidly are like 3 people now, and like, I don't think it's really like. And Ravi is like gonna go to
and
prison.
Ravi might be going to prison,
and
so like,
Hanbin's not in the group, so it's like the chances of seeing them again are just
and like Hanbin's not
essentially
coming back.
none.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think that makes it
It's so
sadder.
unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I miss
Yeah,
them.
You
True.
know.
Speaking of a group that's also not gonna ever come back.
Oh, yes. Here's another one that is also fully dead.
I mean, I think they could with one less person, but many of them
Still.
don't
Yeah,
seem
no, and
They don't seem
especially since
interested.
one of them, the main
They don't
rapper,
there's
now
groups
is
that
like
seem
doing his own
interested.
thing right now. So
Yeah, no. They all seem like they're
multiple
doing
of them
their
are
own
doing
thing.
their own stuff now, yeah.
And one of them
Making-
is in jail? Went to jail?
Something
Something
had a scandal, questionably.
Had enough scandal
honestly, it
that
seems to be a
either he is on
requirement. A lot of
probation
these
or he
groups,
is in
like, there's
prison.
at least one shitty person. I'm
Yeah.
noticing that.
I mean, as there are in
I
life.
mean, like, in the second gen, that's just how it's gonna be. Like, but
That's how that works in second gen.
That's how it is now. At
But-
number 5, we have One Shot by BAP.
Damn, the song was
Another
epic, and also
iconic
the
music
music video.
This like cinematic
It
masterpiece
literally
of music
is.
video.
This one music video that includes it's 7 minutes
It's
long.
so
Yes.
long.
It is also this video came out at like the peak of reaction videos.
Well,
like
that's
Yeah.
this
true.
2012, 2013, 2014 era peak reaction videos, which we'll get to on a couple of these lists of songs that
Oh,
are
yes,
peak
yes.
reaction video. This song, peak reaction video, everybody watched it. Everybody was weirdly, this song has a very simple plot, but everybody was so confused by it, like it was some kind of like, I don't know.
It wasn't that
Usual
confusing
Suspects
because,
bullshit.
like,
I'm
at the end,
relax,
it turns out
not
one of
that
them's an
confusing.
undercover cop.
I know, but then
I
they're
think,
like,
well,
it
I
goes,
think that flashback thing at the end really threw some people off.
and I'm like, it's an alternate ending. What
Yeah.
what are you people doing? You know,
But this was
linear.
like the first time where a group had really made such a cinematic like
Cinematic.
short film of a music video before. It's so much, but it also
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
It's so
but like the
iconic.
song is a banger. The song works so well for this heightened movie level drama.
this like weird like gang heist like drama
I
that's
know.
happening.
But it's so good because this song is also dramatic as fuck.
hmm
And like the thing with BAP is BAP was in its era. You almost forget how big BAP was before their scandal because they weren't the biggest thing, but like everybody knew who they were. Everybody was interested in them. They were making stuff that people liked. They were bringing that harder edge to K-pop that hadn't really been a thing. They were some of the first like actually good idol rappers.
Yep.
Like you're dealing with a group that was like really making waves, then completely got destroyed by their entertainment companies, TS
Yep.
Entertainment. But
Yep.
that's neither here nor there. And then just sort of floundered, and then now they're done, and that's very sad for them.
It
They had
is.
such a sad
They had
ending
so much
as a
potential.
group too, because it wasn't like they just
Because
they kinda, like,
unfortunately, they were under
slowly
TS
fizzled out.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing with them is that they like it's not even that like the TS Entertainment thing. They went out with like the bang of we're gonna fuck it.
No,
we're gonna
it
say
was
screw
like
it to the
they
company.
just started.
No, they went back
having
to the company.
comebacks, but like had like really just lost all of their momentum, and just slowly fizzled out. It was
and then
very
by the
sad
time
to
they came
watch.
back, other groups had come in.
Yeah,
That harder K-pop, like more hip-hop dominated sound had become the dominant sound. And they sort of got lost in the shuffle,
yeah,
unfortunately. And then they just sort of disbanded at the end of their contracts.
very
quietly.
sad. Yeah,
It's very sad for them. And now, you know, you still hear about each of the members individually a little bit.
right.
Not as much, but, you know, it's just
Well,
kind
one
of a
of
sad
them-
ending.
One of them just went on peak time, and that
One
was
of them
a
just went
whole
on peak
thing.
time. And that was, and I mean, he was the biggest name
I mean, he
from
was
the biggest
carrying
group.
that team. The fact that he was
He
from
was.
BAP, so
Yeah. And I think of all the groups that were on that show, at least even the older ones, any group on that show, BAP is the biggest name out of all
Easily.
of them.
yeah, not even
easily.
close. Yeah,
And the unfortunate thing is that, like, much like Vix, this group's not coming back.
They're not.
Some of them are, the ones that are interested are not the ones that you would need to be in this group.
Yeah.
Mainly I'm saying is that main rapper Bang Young-gook, if he's not in it, that group falls apart.
No, true. Yeah,
He's
he
needed.
really kept
he,
it
he
together.
feels like the
He
integral.
is-
He feels integral to
that
group.
Like
Yeah.
without him, that group fell apart.
Oh yeah.
So even if all the rest of them, except the one that is in jail or
Oh, yeah,
on
I think it's
probation, I
Him-chan.
forget. Him-chan is either
whatever
in
is going
jail or on
with him.
probation. Something went on there. Even without him, if everyone else wanted to be in there, I don't think Bang Young-gook is interested.
10 months. He got sentenced to 10 months of jail time in
Yeah.
April of this year.
So he's still in jail. Good to know. But yeah, no, this BAP had a definite influence on this video especially too.
Oh, for sure. This
like
video.
it brings
Yeah.
cinematics, it brings like BAP as influence as in of itself. Like it's such a good, it's
It's
a great
great.
time.
Yeah, I mean, BAP, man, it's more of a lot of what ifs with this group, unfortunately. Because of that freaking
Yeah.
lawsuit against
Unfortunate.
TS, just derailed everything, pretty much. And then that led to BTS come through, essentially,
I
when
mean,
you think
yeah.
about it.
In a way, yes, but that's living in worlds of speculation.
Because I definitely remember there was a lot of talk between those two groups being like, oh, what about one of these two?
There
Like,
was,
what's
but that's
better?
also we're living in a realm of speculation because they weren't the only two groups
Oh,
doing
no,
this
they
at
weren't.
the time. So it's like, we'll see. Well, it's just unfortunate for them because I think they could have been very big, and who knows?
Who
You
knows?
know, they could have just been. It still could have ended when it did end. But it would have just been less sad if they would have lived up to at least their
True.
full potential, which I don't think they did.
Like, I do feel there's a non-zero chance they disband at contract renewal anyway,
I do
regardless
too,
of
yeah.
the scandal, but
Because by
still.
that point, I don't know if it was because of contracts
Right.
of everything that had happened, but
Or
a lot
if-
of them did
because
seem
I
like
do
they
feel
weren't
like,
as
yeah,
interested
some of that
in
feels
the
like they
idols.
just kind of wanted to do things other than being BAP.
Also, at that
Yeah.
point, they
so-
probably wanted to get the fuck out of TS Entertainment any way possible, so...
Mhm.
That too, but also I can see BAP being a group that no matter what company they're under, by that point in their careers wanted to do
True.
something
Yeah.
else. But speaking of a group that
A group, sort of.
A
sort
duo.
of group,
Yeah, this was hot. To put it bluntly, this was hot.
it was hot.
This was
And also more Britain.
more Britain
Oh,
in a
yes,
way.
more
way.
Britain.
More Britain.
We're back to the Britain.
Subtle. I feel like it's more subtle. There's more plaid though.
It's a giant Union Jack fridge. What are we talking subtlety? Where's the subtlety in that?
But you know what's not subtle? The on-screen chemistry these two had. Because at number 4,
They were dating.
At number
They were
4,
dating.
The people who we think were dating, Troublemaker with Now.
말해줘 우리에겐 내일은 없어 망설이지 마더 늦기 전에 날 밀어내지 마 우리 둘이 지금 여기서 사라지기 전에
Yeah,
So this is my favorite. I mean, Troublemaker has 2 songs. This
Yeah.
is my preferred of the 2.
Same.
I think this is more Troublemaker by Troublemaker is more like in your face. This is more sensual, which I like. Not that it's not in your face, but like the song isn't as in your face.
Yeah.
they were like literally making out everywhere in this music video.
Also, speaking of The Dark Knight, also that.
Oh, that's
Uh-huh.
right, because he
Sorry.
had his
Speaking of
Heath
the-
Ledger moment
speaking
in
of
the
Brie
video.
and
in
The
Dark Knight.
window, in the
Just
mirror.
saying. We're having these conversations unplanned,
Look at all
by
these
the way.
overlapping themes for
Themes.
this year.
The Dark
Did The Dark Knight
Knight.
come out in 2013?
Speaking of which, I don't think the Dark
When
the Dark
did
Knight
that?
come out
Okay,
till,
that
like,
movie came
20
out in
28?
2008.
Yeah.
God.
And then this is like 5 years later. I'm like, everyone's obsessed with the
So
Joker.
really show the cultural impact of that movie
Uh-huh.
more than anything. But yes, Britain and The Dark Knight.
Damn, wild. But yeah, this was hot. We think these two dated. We don't know for sure.
They did.
They did.
I'm convinced they did.
You cannot tell me they did.
You can't tell me that
I mean,
Edon,
also the chemistry on stage at the Mama Awards with these two. Oh my god,
they kissed.
they made out.
Hyunsung is just the precursor to
kissed.
Edon.
Edon and Hyunsung.
They're the
Also,
same
another
person.
weird thing is that all 3 of them look alike.
I know.
And all 3 of them sound
They
alike
do.
in
That's
a
terms
good
of their
point,
like
actually.
rapping and singing styles. Also, another thing I want to point out: G-Dragon also fits in that. Not saying G-Dragon dated Hyuna, but also G-Dragon fits in that weird foursome situation I'm putting out there.
Oh yes, of
But
like the sound
to add another
who look similar and sound
Who
kind
look
of the
alike and
same,
sound
yeah.
alike? Yeah. The four of them, that weird quartet. Not saying that he dated Hyuna,
No,
but just
I
saying
don't think
he's
he was
her
involved
type.
in that way, but
No.
in style, yes.
In style,
side
it
note on the
works.
Batman thing, the year before this, The Dark Knight Rises was dropped. So like,
Fair
Uh-huh.
enough.
but also like the main villain of that film I know is Bane. So like Bane. Like,
That does nothing to do with the Joker.
Yeah,
I think it just
right.
proves the cultural impact of Heath Ledger's Joker more than anything.
apparently.
But
Yep, apparently.
this is a hot video. They're hot. They were in love,
They
or at least
were-
fucking.
They were
Something was
definite-
going on
something
between
was
the
going
two of
on
them.
when they were in
Something
Troublemaker
was going.
together. There's
You
something was
don't
happening
have this
there.
much chemistry with someone that you don't have. Like, there's something there. She
Something
has more
was happening
chemistry
here.
with Hyunsung than she does with Edon in Triple
Well,
H.
we had to be there to babysit.
Well, the thing with
Triple
Hui,
H.
yeah, Hui was there to make space for Jesus,
Uh-huh.
but like maybe it was Hui that was like, you know, bringing down the
She's bringing
the
down
chemistry.
the energy.
But these two, insane, amazing,
hmm
definitely dated.
Yes,
That's our K-pop conspiracy
I
theory.
think it was it this year's Mama performance where I think Infinite
They
performs
kissed?
right after them.
No,
and
yeah,
and
Hoya
Hoya-
shoots one of
Hoya's
them in the
tied
head.
to
Yeah,
that
snipes
performance.
one of them. Yeah,
Absolutely, it's amazing. Honestly, an
I
iconic
remember being
Mama
so,
performance.
Like, wowed by that. That
was
took
so
me
good.
away.
It's an
I
amazing
was like, what
performance.
the
it's
hell?
amazing.
Also, this is like the first few like music videos too that I remember it being rated 19 in Korea.
I mean, this
Oh,
was
yeah.
the year of the 19 plus between this and the VIX
Oh,
video.
yeah.
Oh yeah, God,
This-
look at
and
all of these
also
overlapping
and also
themes.
the BAP video, which definitely is rated 19 plus with the amount of blood.
Oh God.
Oh god, yeah.
It's also 7 minutes long.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair,
like-
should we also acknowledge that maybe the relationship in this music video might not be the healthiest one to emulate?
I mean, it's not.
I mean,
I
yeah,
just
but
feel like we have
also
to mention
neither
that
is
because-
yeah, but also neither is Voodoo Witch Woman or Murder. So like,
Yeah.
I can't. None of these videos are great ideas. Also, neither is whatever the hell G Dragon's doing in London,
True.
being a menace to
But
society.
like, was it kind of hot
Just
though?
saying.
Yeah, and it's like
Yes.
the story of romantic fan. It's
great.
the story of like your romance books right here. Like this is what
It's
this
giving
is what
it's-
middle-aged woman would read in your romance books. So like smut on like fan fiction. I feel like this is that music video.
it is.
And
in
then
a
it'd be
way.
like, remember children, don't emulate this in real life.
oh God.
Okay.
Boy.
But yeah, no, they're great. This video's great. They're great. The song's great.
God, I wish they
Honestly,
did more, but at the
I
same
wish
time-
we had more of these.
I think the death of Troublemaker as a unit.
I
was
know the death
because
of Troublemaker
they broke
is
up.
sort of the death because then they can't do it again with like they couldn't even do it again with Hyuna and her boyfriend because they had to have Hui there.
I know.
True.
Like the Troublemaker was really a once in a lifetime little duo situation that we don't ever get replicated again.
Nah. Well, the closest we get is Hyuna Dawn, and that's not even anywhere close to what this is. Like that's just
No.
a weird musically all
And
around.
at the very least, and like they aren't nearly as like hot and heavy as these two.
No. Like the vibe there is completely different. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very like wacky, and it's just very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you like the fact that I know for a fact that Hyuna and Dawn and Hyuna Dawn were dating,
Yeah.
and I don't know for a fact that Troublemaker was dating.
Right?
I feel like it's the opposite.
Right? It's
You know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah. It feels
Honestly.
like she had more
The fact that
chemistry
it's
with
not
Hyunsung
confirmed that
than,
these
like,
two were
Dawn
dating,
almost.
Yep.
wild.
insane.
Insane. But also, I think Idol's dating was at a very different place.
It was
in
at a way different point,
2013.
yeah.
Especially Idol's dating and then making this music.
I mean,
Wild
even when
times.
Hyuna and Edon came out with that, they got kicked out of Cube. So it's like we
Yeah.
weren't even good at like in Idol's dating at that time.
Exactly. Speaking of idol groups that... I mean, this idol group's having a comeback.
They are. They just had.
They just
one.
had a comeback.
They just had one. Very questionable the state of the group right now, but
I mean,
They're
they
around.
didn't have that many people to begin with.
They didn't.
Because at number 3, we have Teen Top with Rocking. Another song that was very, very highly reacted. Not that every K-pop song wasn't highly reacted to, but I remember these were like, oh my god, the dance.
The
and I'm
dance
like,
is
yes.
great. It's iconic.
The dance is amazing. The dance is the best part of that song.
Yeah.
Dance is iconic.
The amount of times they kicked each other in the shins, insane. And you know Teen Top kicked each other. If you've ever okay,
watched a Weekly
okay,
Idol
children.
episode with Teen Top,
Children.
Oh, yeah.
I need
Children.
you to go look that up. Especially the random play dance with Teen Top, specifically on Weekly Idol.
Also, just the intro to this. Teen Top, we go rock it, drop it, pop it, ain't no stop
We
it.
gon' stop
drop
it.
or whatever.
Wait,
it
no.
goes.
Teen Top, we gon' rock it, drop it, top it, hey, don't stop it.
I
pop
love it.
Thank
I
you.
love
Iconic.
it. It's so
Amazing.
camp.
Those are
It's
just
so
words.
camp and iconic.
Iconic.
I mean, this entire video is camp. Yes. But back to Weekly Idol. Weekly Idol used to not suck. It used to be good. It used to be questionable because they used to treat the idols like shit. But
If you ever want to see a group of idols dropkick another person in their group on a television show,
because it used to be like they were not trying to win. They were trying to find who messed up first so they could assault them,
Yes.
essentially. And it was amazing.
and just get
and then they stopped
absolutely,
the
like,
violence.
They would just
How
like
dare
drop
you
kick
stop the
somebody
violence.
and then like kick them on the ground.
I also like that Teen Top, because they used to give you a reward if you completed it. Teen Top never gave a shit about rewards. They
No,
were like,
they
but
were
I
there
get to
to
kick
just-
each
completely assault someone else in the group.
other. Really, it's each other. And I
Yeah.
love that. I think that's amazing. I think that shows true camaraderie and brotherhood as a group. Because, yes, of course you're going to hit each other. But no, this song, banger. The amount of times they've definitely kicked each other in the shins,
Yes,
insane trying to do this.
it's an insane choreography.
Also, this is, I will say, Teen Top very known for having terrible line distribution. Like you think,
Oh god, yeah,
line
the line
distribution's
just
bad now.
man.
Oh, man.
Look up a Teen Top
if
line
you want
distribution.
to see one person get like 80% of the song, like,
And then a second person get like 15, and then the other 4 have to share 5,
Yes.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like there's obviously a number 1 and a number 2, and then everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is better line distribution for Teen Top.
It's-
Still
it's
not
I will
great,
say for a
not
Teen
but
Top
better.
song, yeah.
for a Teen
For a
Top
Teen
song,
Top
it's
song.
way better than normal.
Neil was Teen. Thank God they still have Neil.
I don't think Teen Top would be still happening if Neil had left. I think Neil
If
is
Neil
Teen Top.
decided
the way
he's
that
done.
Bang Jungkook is BAP, Neil is Teen
Neil
Top.
is Teen Top.
Yeah.
A lot of people in that era would say it was Cap, but Cap's gone and they're still together.
Yep.
Cap apparently decided to cause a scandal instead of leaving at his own
I forget,
volition
what the
after
hell
getting
did
Honestly,
kicked
Cap
out.
that was an
do?
absolutely wild,
What the hell
wild
did
thing.
Cap
to
An
do? I forget.
iconic that happened like 3 weeks ago and it's
Wait,
amazing.
what did he do?
Wild.
So
He was
Teen
just
Top
talking badly about.
He was just
like,
talking shit.
talking shit about. I forgot if it was the fandom or just like being in a group as you're being
Yeah,
a
Teen
K-pop
Top
idol.
because Teen Top randomly got like a boost in popularity for I don't know what it's like a very Korea thing, similar to like what happened with Brave Girls, where like a random song just got more popular for them, and I'm like, good for them. But then that proceeded to just get them to have a comeback, and Cap was apparently like, I don't want to, like, why am I doing
It's kind of
this?
burdensome. I don't really like.
And
what's
he
the
just
point?
burned his bridges instead of deciding, like, you know what, group not for me.
Yeah. Mhm. And then
Like,
they had
what?
to kick him out, and it's just, and then it like happened
'Cause
right before they were having to come back.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh god,
And they lost, not Rick. Who did they lose a couple years ago?
Eljo.
Eljo. They lost Eljo a couple years ago, so now they lost both the rappers.
Jesus, right,
Wild.
yeah.
I mean, Kayla, technically the original K-pop Ricky
Yes,
in Teen Top.
I mean, true, very true.
That means something to the two of us and
It means something to someone else, I'm sure, as well.
to a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
They're the most selling K-pop debut of all time. It means something
It
to
means
a lot of
something
people.
to a lot of people who also know who that is. So.
Yep, but yes, no. This song, a banger.
Banger.
This song, a party banger. This song
Absolutely.
gets the people going to this
Mhm.
day.
All right. So number 2. I don't
Another
think
song that gets the people going.
it's like it's not a banger, but it is iconic.
Amazing.
So number 2,
Oh.
we have Add Toy by 2 p.m.
So hot, So hot.
A banger.
Hot
In
man.
a different way.
Hot
Yeah.
man.
A hot banger.
Hot banger.
This is I think where not that 2PM always known as like the man band.
Yes.
I think this secured their place as the man band of K-pop because
Oh,
they aren't boys.
absolutely.
They're not boys. You're not boys in this video
Nah.
in any capacity.
They are adult men.
They are adult men, and also that butt dance situation.
It's like wild.
Amazing.
Honestly.
But also, only 2PM could do it without looking
Without
like
looking so
idiots.
stupid.
True.
Anyone else looks
They're
like
so
an idiot
buff in
doing
this
that
music
weird butt
video,
dance.
and they're just like moving their bodies in a sexy way, and I'm just like,
But like that butt
Ah.
dance is
little
kinda
booty
stupid.
shake.
It's not a shake though.
Okay, not really a shake, but it's like a strategic
It's-
S
it's-
movement.
it's
and
where
I'm
it's
like,
like-
You can
ooh,
Yeah.
imagine
skip that.
another group doing that and looking stupid as hell.
That's
like,
why no one covers Ad Toy.
Yeah.
People cover My House. People don't cover
Well,
Ad
Ad Toy's
Toy.
also kind of repetitive, to be fair, a little bit.
It is very repetitive,
Very
but
repetitive.
like,
It
like,
also
2PM
involves a
sets a
chair,
vibe.
so it's a little bit harder to like.
Yeah,
True.
to do.
It also involves a lot of a chair. Like you're
Yeah.
standing on the chair.
The chair is integral
lot
to
of
the
level of
choreography.
injury. Lot of level of injury for Ad Toy to be for a cover that you probably have like 3 hours to learn.
Yes.
Level of injury high,
Mhm.
but in terms, the dance is also kind of like you. The only reason this song works because it does have some negatives. The negatives are it's very repetitive, and two, the butt dance is weird. 2PM sets a vibe. 2PM sets a tone. 2PM, we're in the world. And, like, whatever they do works. Because you could just say, it could just be the chorus for, like, a solid 2 minutes, which it kind of is, because this song is also long. This song is 4 minutes.
It's really long, and the instrumental does not change the entire
No.
song. It's the same.
And the song kind of doesn't change either.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of just going in a circle.
Right.
And it works, because, you know, I'm in. I'm in with the hot men.
2PM is just like
I
a group
would
of
not be
hot men who know they're hot, and it's just like, yeah.
That. You know where this song would get covered really well, Kayla? Those weird burlesque shows that we looked
Oh,
at.
yeah.
like, at one
Actually,
time.
yes.
Korean
burlesque
burlesque
Like
show?
shows,
Korean male burlesque. If anyone's never looked it
Or
up,
like
look it up
Magic
on
Mike.
TikTok. There's a lot of videos.
No.
It's very different than
Different,
Magic Mike.
different.
It's different. It's a different vibe in the Korean, specifically the Korean male burlesque shows.
Interesting.
Because it's a
Different
thing
vibe.
I've been getting a lot of TikToks about recently.
And then because of Kayla, I've been getting a lot of
Yeah.
TikToks about it recently because she sends them to me
Yes.
sometimes.
I think I need
And
to
like
see these.
the vibe is correct. This song, if you told me they
everything
played this
I've
song
heard
every
about those
night,
is that they're very
yes.
like well choreographed and
No,
like
they are.
very well produced.
And like there's
shows,
no
yeah.
Oh,
nude, like they're
wow.
not naked.
Yeah.
They're not naked
so I,
and like
well, like, what are they
like, they're
called though?
shirtless,
So
but
we
they're not
know in the
naked,
future
naked.
to go to them.
That's why I was like,
Ah.
I sent it to Sammy. I was like, if we go to South Korea, we gotta go.
We're
here.
going.
We're going.
Anyways,
But anyway, before we just start planning a trip to South Korea on the podcast,
we got one more song.
One more song.
One more song.
Yeah.
Last song. Weirdest song, maybe.
It's probably the
But
weirdest
I'm
song
here
on the list,
for
but
it.
That's okay.
Because put some respect
like
on this
it.
group's name.
And it makes complete sense for this podcast to put
Oh,
this
yeah.
at number one. So
Yes, absolutely.
So at number 1, we have
Boyfriend.
with I
yeah. Oh
So
my
Boyfriend.
god.
The
Boyfriend.
most
Ugh.
underappreciated
I,
Starship.
when I remember watching, I watched
of
the
the
music
best
video for this
Starship
recently,
groups.
and I was just like,
Up
"Oh
there,
my
amazing.
god!" The emotions came back to me so suddenly. I was just like, "Oh,
Weirdly, also a very good music video. Also a very
So
dramatic
dramatic.
music
very
video.
dramatic.
Boyfriend is just so good.
it's not even funny."
So good.
No, and like no one remembers them, and like they're completely forgotten about. And I'm like, if there was a random group that needed
It's
a
Boyfriend.
boost, it should have been Boyfriend.
It
Yeah.
should be.
Should have been Boyfriend. If a Boyfriend song randomly climbed up the Korean charts, I would be the most
Honestly,
happy.
yeah. Boyfriend. Oh man, the song is just so. It's to me, it's so like 80s coded, but like obviously not 80s. There's
Little
like that
bit.
influence of the 80s that I'm just like, ooh, yes. bring it to me, give it to me. And they're just like working it. And also the camera shots on this are like so early 10s, and it's like not even funny.
Oh,
But
yeah.
also the
it
dramatic
was the
music
early
video for no
10s.
reason about this girl. I guess they're just being nice to and protecting. They're all a boyfriend. I don't know, something like that.
Right? It's like, it's so dramatic, and it doesn't need
makes
to be this
no
dramatic
sense,
at all.
but it works.
Yeah.
Also, the song itself,
Such
bang.
a banger.
Boyfriend,
Banger.
surprisingly great vocalist. It's decent idol rap. Starship gave them no support in any
Nothing.
capacity. Threw them away the minute they got
Another boy group.
another boy group. Threw them out.
Another boy group that was not anywhere
Yes,
similar to
exactly.
them.
No. And also nowhere near as good in any capacity.
Yep.
Just saying.
I've said this before, but I think one of the reasons Boyfriend just didn't do as well as they could have was they overlapped way too much with what Infinite was doing musically,
Yes,
and Infinite was
absolutely.
just doing
That,
better and
And
more
they
got-
also had a
yeah,
very successful sister
And I also
girl
think
group
that
at
that
the time
became-
called Sistar.
true.
But I also think that in and of itself is what Infinite doing it also caused, like, there's also a dozen other, like, new boy groups that were doing the same thing. Like, there was so much K-pop that was in that era sounding like this.
yeah.
Like, new boy groups that everyone, including
I
us,
think
have
it's
forgotten
also
about.
probably like Starship just like sucks as a company
That
to
too.
like, because this was the first boy group they ever had to figure
Mhm.
out, right? Yeah, and
Yes.
they probably just did no idea what they were doing yet.
No,
That
they
one,
didn't.
because
This
they
was one of the group.
because they also did have a rough start too, because they started off
Yeah.
with like real weird music before they fully
They
figured
start off
it
with
out.
Boyfriend by Boyfriend.
Yeah,
Also, this is another group that was kind of abandoned in Japan, like a lot of boy
Yes.
groups were in this era.
that was a very common thing, was to just send a group to Japan
That's
and forget about
true.
them.
And then just sort of not bring them back.
it's not.
And then
that's
half these
not the
kids,
first
sometimes
time
those
it's
kids had to
happened.
find their way home from Japan by themselves.
Yes.
Which was, like, real depressing.
Oh yeah. It's
Also-
honestly sad.
Very sad. Also, possibly, let me just check the Crayon Pop debut date, possibly first K-pop twins.
True.
Oh yeah.
Possibly.
True.
Yeah, no, first K-pop
First
twins.
Identical.
'Cause they were
twins.
K-pop
20,
twins.
because Crayon Pop was 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first K-pop twins were the boyfriend twins.
Nice.
It just makes me so like happy and nostalgic because like a lot of these songs this year also remind me of like that, like because this was like for the first year I got into K-pop full time, so this was like really just a fun year of songs that year to get into in the back catalog. So it was like fun. It was so much fun for me at the time. And there's so many other songs too we didn't include in this list that I'm just like, oh my god, It was a fun year to start off with. I'm not gonna
2013 is
lie.
pretty good.
It was a
good
pretty
K-pop
solid year to start off with.
Yeah, it was a good
Even
year.
though it was in like
Yeah.
the middle of the year, really, but you know.
So that's been our top 10 songs of 2013. A lot more overlapping themes than we originally thought. But you know
Truly.
what?
Yeah.
That's the fun of it.
Themes we didn't actually know about until the minute we
Until
started.
right
until
now.
until we literally said them out loud.
True that.
The just like not safe for broadcast, and also Great Britain for some reason.
Yeah, NSFW and
Great
Mhm.
Britain and 19 plus music
Oh, God.
videos.
Yep.
That was 2013 in a
2013
nutshell.
K-pop, everybody.
Woo.
We will be back next week for the worst songs of the year, and that will be a time.
Woo.
Woo.
Hooray. So we are available on all major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have a YouTube channel where we post all of our episodes along with clip videos occasionally as well. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.